Hey there, Bootstrappers. This is Ryan Nickel with A Day in the Life of a Real Estate Investor, and this is Bootstrap Real Estate Investing. So, this is episode number 29 coming at you, and this episode is all about you can't grow bigger than yourself. You gotta have big goals for yourself. You have to know exactly what it is that you are attempting to do. Like I'm attempting to pass this car right now, just like that, and if your self-image for yourself is weak or small, you're going to continue to play that. How do I know? Because that's where I've been playing for a long time. And it's not until recently that I've raised my vision for myself. Let me give you some examples here. And what triggered this was I talked to a lady on the phone today. I was a referral for another real estate investor. And so she referred this person over to me just as a reference is what I was for her. And she said she lives in San Francisco. She's like, yeah, I want to get into commercial property. I think I want to, my goal this year is to do $1.5 million in commercial. I'm like, $1.5 million in commercial? I'm like, honey, you're going to have to double that, if not triple that, if you want to get into, even small commercial in the Bay Area. And she's like, well, that's what I'm comfortable with right now. And I'm like, all right, I totally understand that because this is where I was at. I was comfortable doing one deal every 2 to 3 months. I was comfortable living paycheck to paycheck, or I was comfortable living on food stamps. I was comfortable being dead ass broke because my vision for myself was nothing greater than that. Now I'm looking at, I went yesterday and I saw a property, got it under contract, and this is how this crap plays in my mind. So I'm like, okay, I got this property under contract. It is right now, real market value for this property is about $202,000. I'm looking at this. The seller wants $240 because that was their price that they were going to sell it for, but the market just isn't there to support that. She's like, I want $240,000, and I'll do a seller carry or I'll do a lease option on this one so I can get the $240, let's say 2 or 3 years. And I'm like, I don't know. You're going to have to sell it today. I'm thinking small here. I'm thinking really small. And I'm like, no, okay, you know what? Let's play this out. I planted the seeds for flexibility in case it didn't sell, but let's go ahead and play this out and see where we go. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get anyone that's going to have more than like 10 grand for this. I'm like, stop that shit right now, son. You need to, back the hell up and look at what you're doing. How small are you playing? And I'm like, okay, that's true. You know what? These are the conversations that I'm having with myself. And so I start looking at this and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this out there. We're going $245,000 and I'm looking for 10% down. No more than like 20 minutes later, I get a phone call from a dude who goes, hey man, I love the property. I can't get a loan, but I got $50,000 in hand right now. When can I move in? And I'm like, holy shit. What was I tripping on, man? My vision for myself was to play small. My vision of how this was going to play out was like, I'll be lucky if I could get 10 grand on this one. Now I got a guy rolling in here with 50 grand. And he goes, look, and if I don't want it, my mom does, and my mom has 50 grand as well. Well, like, it's all fine and dandy until you actually have the cash in hand. But I'm saying, I'm now open to that possibility because before I wasn't, because I was looking at playing small. And my vision for myself has been very small. I'm looking at some of the properties that I've been buying. I looked at, I had under contract a damn mobile home and a mobile home park. Now, I'm not dissing mobile homes now because I own some mobile homes. I've actually wholesaled a mobile home in a mobile home park for $105,000. That was the total purchase price. Now I didn't. I only collected a $5,000 fee on that one. But here I am. I just lost this deal, by the way, because it was a dude that wanted 35. He bought it for 35. Wanted 17,000. I talked him down finally like the 7,500. And then we got down even more, about $5,000. I'm like, look, dude, we got to sell it for $5,000. He's like, you sell it for $5,000, I'll pay you $500. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Spending my time, all my resources, and I had to, because my vision for myself was like, this is $500. I need $500. And why that was true several months ago, I would have done anything for $500. I don't need $500 now. My vision for myself has changed. I don't do deals that aren't going to be less, that are going to, that are going to pay me less than what I make in monthly cash flow. $500. I got properties that pay me $500 in cash flow. Ain't going to work that way. So my vision for myself has changed, and I tell you that because this is real life. This is me going through my daily motion, my daily actions every single day, and trying to think of myself as being bigger, being better, being badder than I really am. And a lot of times I get stuck. I butt up against this ceiling here, and I go, "Oh, I can only go so far. I'm only this good. I can only acquire this much, this many properties." When in reality, forget that. Another example. Now, then I'll shut it off. I had another investor. He goes, "Hey man, what's your monthly cash flow?" I said, "Well, right now we're about $2,200. He goes, "And what's the cap?" I said, I'm working towards $5,500. I'm about halfway there. I want $5,500 cash flow." And he goes, "Why? Why stop at $5,500 or a little bit over, a little bit more than 60 a year, like 66,000 a year?" I'm like, "You know what? I don't know why. That's just a number that I picked because that's what my monthly expenses were before I started going down the hole, and that just was a good number. It was a comfortable number for me." Again, it all comes back to comfort. I should probably change the title of this to, you don't grow, you're not going to grow larger than what you're comfortable doing. So, but that was it. I'm like, you know what? So as of today, I've raised it to $7,500. That's my new monthly, $7,500. That means that's 30 properties at $250 a month, average cash flow, done, locked in the bank. I'll get that thing done. We'll have that done in the next 24 months. I'm currently at 12 properties right now. We can get another 28. Is that right? Can I even do my math? Is that 18? I can't even do math. And I'm in real estate. Oh, I love it. Anyway, this is Ryan Nickel, and this is a day in the life of a real estate investor, and this is the stuff that I struggle with.